Hello, my name is Jala Haitt,
And my name is Jonisha Mccoy.
and we're doing a review on the new Negro article. So what we took from the article is like it was like a comparison from like the old Negro and the new Negro, and like kind of like the old Negro kind of was like follow the rules and didn't really speak his mind, just to try to avoid consequences. However, there were people that stepped up and tried to, do the right thing and like try to see that change. But it was a lot of people that didn't, only because like people just felt as if, if they just sat back and just dealt with it, that like their life would just be much easier, and they didn't want to have to deal with the consequences of not following the rules. And with everything that was going on back in the day with like the lynchings and everything like that, it was just better just to kind of like deal with the rules.
And what I took out of the new Negro was that is actually what we are today. We actually have freedom of speech, and we're able to start our own businesses without like having consequences. And even though we have problems of today, like with officers and just white people having just the rule of they just rule us because nothing really happens, and when like they're in fault. And I just feel like today we're kind of still in the box of that we feel like we can't do anything without having help from a white person, because still again we're still in the mindset of being slaves, but we're not actually slaves anymore. And I think we can overcome that by actually doing what we really want to do, instead of putting ourselves in a box and think we will have to have help from someone that's higher up. And instead of getting help, we also can give help, and we don't have to.
I mean, like, because like also like even with like today's society, like so many people are like protesting and fighting for our rights and like knowing our rights. It was so back in the day, like some people just didn't know their rights, so they didn't know that they could do this or couldn't do this. And even with like the whole Colin Kaepernick thing, like it was just all about like police brutality, but also knowing your rights, like knowing like what you can or cannot do. And even with like so many people that are like with HBCUs today, like so many Black African Americans are getting educated and knowing the system, and knowing what they can or cannot do, for to say, are just stepping out and trying to be the change in America that we really need for African Americans. So I think that's kind of like what the whole new Negro like kind of segment is. It's just like being that change and being kind of a different type of Negro than what we were back in the day. So that was our summary. Thank you.
Thank you.